Well, hot dog, we're talking about some critters today. Not those ones, giant livestock mauling a city. Totally. Hello friends, welcome back to the show. So glad to see you all once again. And if you're new here, thank you for stopping by. I'm glad that you gave us a chance here on the channel because this is the place where we go back and look at cartoons that we grew up on the 80s and 90s. Whether you're a child of the 90s or just a big fan of the best cartoons that were ever on TV, then this is the place for you. And right now we're working our way through a series talking about the new Batman adventures. So if this sounds like something you might be interested in, go ahead and hop below and hit the subscribe button. And why don't you just leave a comment and let me know that you're new here so I can say hi. And right now we're talking about the episode Critters, which originally aired on September 19th, 1998.
Well, you gotta have your special growth hormones, invented by me, Farmer Brown.
So this is a very different episode than what we're used to with Batman. Now, I've said it many times about Superman in some of those episodes that they reminded me of a Batman episode. But I think this is the first time that I will say that this is a Batman episode that reminds me of a Superman episode. But we'll talk all about that right after our 60-second Joker Bomb rundown. I'm going to give you a brief synopsis of the episode in 60 seconds or less before the bomb goes off. See if I can do it. Farmer Brown has developed a mutagen to be able to form his cattle into large animals to feed everybody. And while he's at this expo presenting it, a cow breaks out and Bruce Wayne happens to be there to be able to stop it. And the judge orders Farmer Brown to shut down operation and move out of the city. And he vows to get his revenge. A year later, these giant cows and bugs are attacking the city and they got to go in there and stop them. And Batman immediately thinks of, oh, I bet you it's Farmer Brown from a year ago. And a goat sneaks into the precinct, steals Harvey Bullock's donut, and then starts speaking a la Doom Patrol, and starts explaining how he is holding the city for ransom for $15 million, and they better give him that money or he's going to unleash his giant animals on the city. So they set this up. Bullock delivers the truck full of money onto the barge or the ship, and then hops overboard and jumps and grabs on. And then while he's at the farm, they grab him and they lock him up. But there was a tracking device on the money, so the Batman family, Robin and Batman and Batgirl show up. Bop, bop, kablooey. Batman, Batgirl, and Robin show up at the farm. They get locked in a silo with a bunch of bugs that are hatching, which also is a rocket that's going to be shot towards the Gotham City. They escape and drive a truck into the side of it and blow it up, and Farmer Brown goes to prison.
You're not going to help me, are you?
So the very start of this episode is where I first started thinking, this reminds me of Superman. There was a lot of episodes in Superman, maybe not a lot. There was a few, more than a few episodes that started at some sort of expo. And with that, you have Clark Kent Superman, who is a reporter. So it made sense that he is at this event that either Lex Luthor is unveiling something or some other event is going on and he's taking down these notes, and then something happens. Pandemonium breaks loose. Well, they kind of stole that little model in this, that there was some farmers expo, which Bruce Wayne was at for some reason. And while he's there, oh, big surprise, it all goes wrong. And Bruce Wayne was cleverly able to stop this.
Actually, I was trying to escape through the window.
And then the rest of the episode kind of plays out in that Batman fighting giant monsters, which was a big element with a lot of the Superman episodes, that obviously he's a big, strong guy, so he's got to fight big, strong monsters. And in this one, Batman and his gang are fighting these mutated, genetically altered giant animals. So there's a lot of that battling that's going on there, but it does make opportunities for some great puns.
Holy cow! You had to say it.
But I do have to say that it provides a great opportunity to take Batman a little bit out of his element and thrust him into broad daylight in a farm. Even though this farm is in Gotham City, and at first I thought, kind of scratched my head of how this existed, but it makes sense that he kind of has this dome or this bubble that he's created his farm in. Fake walls, which remind me of Truman Show. And it looks like a farm, it acts like a farm, but it's got some high-tech devices. So I liked how they were able to take Batman and put him on a farm, but it made perfect sense in the structure of the maniacal evilness of the farmer to create this farmer haven, or this farm haven in the middle of Gotham City.
So you survived the Joker and the rest of those freaks, only to buy it from Jed Clampett and a bunch of bugs.
I was a little confused that they kept calling these giant birds chickens.
Here, chick, 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 chick. Here, chick, 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 chick.
And to me, they looked like giant vultures. I think it would have been much more threatening to have giant chickens walking around. Although the battle with the bird creatures, they called them chickens. I don't know. I guess once they got bigger, they got weird looking. But they look like vultures to me. But that battle of the birds and the blimp was pretty incredible. Oh, and by the way, chickens don't fly. So they couldn't have been chickens. Why were they calling them chickens? But I do have to say, if they had giant chickens walking through the city, maybe it was too comical. But really, when I was younger, we raised chickens. And so I grew up around chickens, and they can be pretty mean. They jump up and kick you. It's bad. My brother got spurred right in the eye, or near the eye anyway. So I think it would have been great to have giant chickens having to fight Batman.
Killer chickens, giant cattle. What the heck's going on?
You know, I was reading about this episode, and I guess a lot of fans hate this episode. Maybe when I was younger, it may not have been a fun episode for me, because it does just feel very disjointed. You got Batman, dark, brooding, this noir element, detective, superhero flying through the night skies of the urban jungle of Gotham City. And then he's out on the country farm.
I'll be taking that snazzy belt of yours.
And some of the animals that he's fighting are pretty vicious. I mean, a giant bull would be pretty rough to go up against. The giant bugs, pretty fierce, but they are just bugs. A lot of people aren't too crazy about this episode, but I thought it was fun. I mean, if you watch it for what it is and enjoy it for what elements it's there, that it is just sort of really ridiculous, it makes for a pretty fun episode.
No tricks, no surprises, no Batman.
So when it comes time to rank this episode, I don't think it's as bad as people make it out to be. Certainly it doesn't stack up with story-wise to some of the other episodes, but I like the design. I think if they would have taken the episode and took Batman and actually took him to the outskirts of Gotham into the farm country, that would have been a little weird. But the fact that it was kind of this high-tech building with a fake kind of country farm inside of it, I thought gave kind of a neat motif. The silo wasn't a silo, it was a big rocket. The threat wasn't real great. Farmer Brown wasn't a real interesting character. They shut him down for mauling this expo, and now he's seeking revenge. But it's certainly not the worst episode. So for all those reasons, this episode falls at the number 13 spot of my favorite episodes so far. It falls just below You Scratch My Back because, I think that added a better dynamic or character development in that with Nightwing and Catwoman, and a little jealousy there with Batman, this weird triangle that they form, or quadrangle, because Batgirl's tied in there somewhere. But I think that episode just had a lot better dynamics to it in the characters. But it does beat out Mean Seasons, because I felt like Mean Seasons was trying to be more than it was. They were trying to develop this character, this villain, out more than I think really what was there. And in this one, we've got a better play of Farmer Brown just being, even his name is ridiculous, Farmer Brown, that he just is making big animals and Batman's got to stop him. So I think this one wasn't trying to be something it wasn't.
He ate my donut!
So let me know, is this episode as bad as everybody says it is? Am I being too kind for it? Or is it just a fun episode to you like it is to me? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this episode, then please click the thumbs up like button. If you want to see more episodes like this, then all you have to do is hit subscribe. I have new episodes coming out every Tuesday and Thursday, so you don't want to miss any of those, like the next episode, Animal Acts. So you don't want to miss that. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'm Andy Knode, and I'll see you soon.